Hearts 18 months ago, the French-based tycoon denied he'd be interested in regaining control of the club and gave his backing to team boss Jim Jefferies. Mercer's comments come after it was revealed that Hearts' debts have risen from £4 to £5 million.
After 13 years in charge at Hearts, Wallace Mercer sold out to Leslie Deans and Chris Robinson last June. Although still a major shareholder, he's largely remained silent at his French home since then, although he has been painted as a shadowy figure lurking in the background. But what is certain is that where Hearts are concerned, he's not going away.
Because I've got 25% of the business, people obviously realise I have some involvement or could have some involvement, and that would be the case. Whatever way the company is going to develop, it'll obviously need my voting support. There can be nothing wrong with that. I did have 12, 13 years experience of running the business, so I have some understanding. And I think sometimes it's a convenient excuse for others to hide behind their own particular problems, to bring out my name or the phobia possibly of me. And really, in all honesty, this is the first public interview I've given in 18 months.
In that time, Mercer has watched from afar as writs against the new Hearts regime have flown around. Ex-boss Sandy Clark and assistant Hugh McCann settled out of court, as did the club's former accountant and their commercial manager. Wallace Mercer himself is both suing and being sued by the club's new owners, and fired boss Tommy McLean too is going to court.
It disappoints me to see that there's this friction publicly. I frankly don't think it's good for just general credit approval to have these sort of arguments proclamated publicly. And as to the level of litigation, well, we never had a court case, if I remember, over the 12 years. And it would seem to be a multiplication of things coming together over the next period, which would cause me concern. And I would have thought that common sense should be to sit down and try and resolve these on a case-by-case basis with the individuals and get down to the priority, which is, in fact, to provide Jim Jefferies with the resources he needs.
Mercer will be at Brockville tomorrow to give his support to the Hearts side and to Jim Jefferies. For despite his opinions on the new board's handling of recent litigation, he says when it comes to the manager, they've got it right.
Can I say that I do think in Jim Jefferies they've got themselves a good man. And I think he obviously was aware of what he was letting himself into when he moved from Falkirk. And he has been a player and a skipper there. And I think some tough decisions have to be taken. And he has to have the support to get that through and not involve himself in the politics off the field. But it will make his life easier if there aren't politics off the field. That was the point I was trying to allude to.
But Hearts managers, 4 of them in the last 3 years, have found life tough at Tynecastle under crippling financial restraints. Clark, Jordan, McLean and now Jefferies lacked money to buy players. And with the club's debt now standing at £5 million, the board's plans to resolve their cash problems will be closely scrutinised by shareholders like Mercer.
I do know that the club are addressing the refinancing of their business at the present time, and that must be up to the board to pursue it as they see fit. And I'm sure they will make public statements when they see fit. And on the basis of the quality of that, we will decide whether we vote or otherwise to support it.
So you're telling me that moves are being made, perhaps another share issue, perhaps another investor?
I don't know. No, I think it would be wrong of me to postulate. But I take on board what you're saying, that the media think there is only 1 or 2 solutions. At the same time, I do know there are other people out there who willingly would get involved in the football club. There are always people willing to put money into soccer clubs, believe it or not.
One of those people is businessman Jim Glass, who mounted a takeover bid in the summer. But was he really a front for Mercer?
This is another crazy story. That he was the Trojan horse on my behalf. It's absolute rubbish. And it's totally wrong for people to say that it was cultivated by me. At the same time, logically, he wants to come and talk to a shareholder in the company and said, well, if I was willing to propose an injection of new capital, would you in principle be willing to support it? Well, in general terms, if he's going to be right for the business and he reaches an agreement with the current owners, New Hearts, fine. I'll take a view on that.
Wallace Mercer is at pains to stress he's not out to rock the boat at Hearts and rebuffed suggestions that he'd be interested in retaking control at Tynecastle.
Suffice to say, I have a director on the board, but very much at arm's length at the present time.
Do you regret that? Would you like to have more involvement in the running of it?
I think, after a period of 12 years, I think someone else we needed to change the conductor and everything else. That doesn't mean to say that I don't have a genuine concern. I've also got an investment to protect.